Browns and Chiefs. This is the first Sunday afternoon game. Who do you have and why?
All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say the Browns. So
No, you're not. No,
I
you're not. You're not serious.
I
You are not
well,
serious.
I'm
Do not
about
mess with me, Cody.
51% Browns, and here's why. I think they carry a lot of momentum. They've got a
Yep.
they've got an underachieved defense, and it's underrated. I really think that it's a surprise to everybody how good their defense is. Myles Garrett has been playing really well. Um, that defense has a lot of previously like number one guys from different teams, like on there. And Stefanski's got this team coached really, really well. I mean, with even the assistant coaches coaching for him in his absence, they came out with a really good game plan against the Steelers in a playoff game, and they handed the Steelers their backside on a silver platter. Now, I'm not saying that the Browns are Super Bowl contenders or anything like that, but what I will say is they do have offensive power in terms of like Nick Chubb's, Kareem Hunt. If Baker Mayfield can just, deliver the ball to like who's open, doesn't get too crazy, kind of like what Stefanski's been coaching him to do, I think that they could cause the Chiefs problems because one of the things that when the Raiders beat the Chiefs, I think it was like in week 3 or week 4. One of the things that was a huge stat is the Chiefs actually have a nearly 500 or under 500 record when they're in what's called a shootout, where they're going back and forth in points because they can put a ton of points on the board, but when another team can do it, they have a hard time keeping up because again, they run out of gas. And so one of the things that I think the Browns can do is I think if the Browns can continue to score, utilize their defense, I think that the Chiefs could be surprised. And I'm just gonna say I have a feeling. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't think it will be, but I'm gonna just decide on the Browns just because they have the momentum. They've got a defense that'll surprise them, and I think the offense is going to rush the ball like crazy, and the Chiefs will not contain it.
I am going to be going with the Chiefs. I don't think I think the Browns have really good momentum, but I think they blew out the Steelers. It sounds dumb, but I think they blew them out too much. I think they beat them by too much, and
By
I
too
think they
much.
got because I think they got cocky. They're like, okay, now everyone's underrating us. Now we're gonna show them, and no one's talking about the Chiefs. Everyone's talking about the Browns. Oh, the Browns were such a surprise. They were
Mhm.
doing this, this, this. So now all the eyes are on the Browns. Now the Chiefs are laying low, and this is what Andy Reid is so good at. He's always great on a bye week. That's first and foremost. Secondly, Mahomes has been seeing this narrative of, okay, the Chiefs haven't been doing that great for the last couple of weeks. They kind of look like they're not playing as well. Defenses are kind of getting to them. I think their offensive line is hurt, so that is going to be an issue. But I think of what we've seen with last year mainly is what I'm looking forward to this year is when Mahomes had to play well, he played well. And
Mhm.
I think this is one of the games they have to play well. But also, I do think that this defense is now going to turn it on. I don't think they had it really turned on that much. I think you're going to see a lot of Chris Jones pressuring Baker Mayfield. I think you're going to see Tyrann Mathieu really be a ball hawk in this game. I think he's getting a pick this week. I really think that this Chiefs defense is really turning it on, and they're really great coming off a bye week. And also, if the Chiefs start with the ball in the first half, I think you're going to see the first 2, maybe 3 possessions Andy Reid plays, and you're going to see some funky little stuff that's going to confuse the Browns, and they're going to think about it the rest of the game,
Mhm.
and I think it's going to mess with them. And I think the Chiefs I'm not gonna say they're gonna win handily because I do feel like Myles Garrett has had an incredible year with an offensive line that is kinda beat up with the Chiefs.
Mhm.
I think that is gonna be an issue, so I do think Garrett is gonna get to Mahomes at least once, but I think he's gonna pressure him at least, like, 5 times probably.
Quickly before we move on to the last game, I'm actually going to use your guy, Colin Cowherd. He had a really good point about the Browns kind of showed you that, in his analogy that, when Coach Stefanski wasn't there because of COVID, the kids were the kids were left alone while the parents went
Mhm.
for a weekend.
Yeah,
They
I
took care of
remember
the
this.
house and they actually, instead of burning it down, they cleaned it up.
Yeah.
I think that the Browns are hearing the same noise and the same talk about they're just the Browns. I mean, look at
Chase
Claypool, how
Claypool.
on TikTok Live he was saying that they're going to get clapped by the next team. And yeah, I mean, they're significant underdogs. I don't think we're doubting that they are
Yep.
going against probably the best offensive football team in football history, just because you have Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Kelsey. It's going to be very hard to beat them. I don't know how you do it, but it's very rarely to be done. But I also think that they're hearing that, and again, they're a hungry team. They're wanting to win. They're wanting to prove the doubters wrong. They've got the city of Cleveland behind them, and I don't know. There's just something about it. Like they have this momentum, and I don't think that they're going to play too. I don't want to say that they're in over their head in the sense of like they're feeling themselves. I really think that they still are listening to the doubters, and because people are like, well, it's the Browns. You're going against the Chiefs now, you know.
Yeah.
But I think offensively, if you really think about like, you know, the Browns offensive line, their run game, you know, if Baker can just not turn the ball over, just be serviceable. We're not even asking you to throw for 500 yards. We're just telling you to be serviceable. You know, get the first downs, be smart with the ball, control the clock even. I think that you have a shot against the Chiefs. But, you know, that's why I'm picking them. You can have the Chiefs, I'll take the Browns, but I just think that all this noise from everybody is motivating them and not giving them a big head is what my point is.
Yeah. No, I get you.